this. Okay. So in this demonstration class, what is React.js and where we are using this React.js, what are the advantages we have? These concepts we are discussing in this demo class. Now, first of all, if you observe any web application, every website contains two pages here. Okay, so here every website contains two pages. Design phase, coding phase, like that. Okay. Now, if we take design phase, we can create user interfaces. Programmers are creating user interfaces in this design phase. So what are the technologies these programmers using to create the user interfaces? By using HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, like that. These are the technologies. So it is coming into designing point of view. Okay. Yes. Now, if we take the coding phase, we have two types of codings here. One is client side, next one server side coding. Yes. So client side coding is executing in browser, and server side coding, if we take here, executes in server. Like that, we have these two types. First one is client side coding. Second one is server side coding. JavaScript is the first example for client side coding. Later, okay, many technologies are introduced related to this JavaScript. Those are nothing but React, Angular, etc. Okay. To work with the client side scripts, many technologies are introduced. Those are nothing but React, Angular, etc. Now, if they server side scripts, JSP, PHP, ASP, etc. All these technologies comes under server side scripts. Anyhow, here we have two types of scriptings. First one is client side script, and the second one is server side script. Client side script is executing browser. Server side script is executing in web server. Okay. Now, first, what are the operations we can do with client side script? That is the main part, because if you take this React.js, I told you React.js is client side script. No? So what we can do? So client side scripts, if we take to apply dynamic functionalities on HTML elements. On the first point here, we are using to apply dynamic functionalities on the HTML elements. Yes. So by default, all HTML controls are static controls. So in these controls, you want to apply the dynamic functionalities. In the static controls, you want to convert into dynamic controls. Then we are taking the support of this JavaScript or any other client-side scripts. That is the first point. So to apply dynamic functionalities and HTML controls. Second one, I will show you one program based on this for more clarity. A simple HTML file I'm creating now. Now here, demo.html. Now body open tag. img source is equal to mango.jpg and width is equal to 100 pixels. This is demo.html. Yes, this mango is there in my desktop. I'm printing that. Now display that demo.html. Okay. In this mango.jpg, I'm displaying. This mango.jpg, is it client-side script or server-side script? Yes, this is client-side script to display this. My requirement is, is this static control or dynamic control? That's the main point. So this is static control. This image control, if you observe here, this is static control. Means this control properties will not change. I want to convert this control as dynamic control. In case if I click on this image, that mango I want to convert as apple.jpg. Yes. I want to convert it as dynamic control. Then here, we are taking the support of JavaScript. Source is apple.jpg. When I click on this, I'm using JavaScript source apple.jpg. What is the meaning of this? The source I'm changing as apple.jpg. So by default, we have mango.jpg that we converted as apple.jpg. Now, when I click on this, then you can see here that mango is changed as apple.jpg. Means at runtime, we are changing the source property of this. When I click on the control, we are changing the source property of this. Yes, what the new source I have given here? Apple.jpg. Is this clear? Yes. So like that, any property, not only source, if you take width or any property of any HTML control, not only image control. So any HTML control, any property you want to change at runtime, then we are taking the support of JavaScript. But these days, in the place of JavaScript, we are using React.js. Is it clear? So the first point is nothing but client-side scripts we are using to apply dynamic functionalities. The meaning of dynamic functionality is nothing but changing the properties of controls at runtime. That is the meaning of dynamic functionalities. Yes, to apply dynamic functionalities and HTML controls. Next one, to validate input controls. Yes. You want to perform the validations here. Okay. Yes. In that point of, we are using this one to validate the input controls. So test box is empty or not, password retype password matching or not. Like these type of validations you want to perform, then we are taking the support of this client-side scripts. Next one, to execute logics in browser. Yes. So within the browser, okay, we want to execute any logics. Then we are taking the support of client-side scripts. Yes. For example, you want to implement a calculator program. Okay. That calculator program we can develop using client-side script, as well as we can also develop using server-side scripts. Okay. Yeah. What the benefit if we develop the calculator program using client-side script? Whenever client click on the buttons like plus, minus, etc., it is executing in browser. You got this? Yeah. It is executing in browser. That's why here the performance is very fast. In case if I implement the logics using server-side script, every time the request is going to the server and response is coming back to the browser. When user click on these buttons plus, minus, etc., in that point of it is taking some time. That's why the logics of client-side script very faster than results of server-side script. Okay. So many logics implementing with client-side script. Next. We work with Ajax. Yeah. Compulsory if you want to work with Ajax concept. Ajax stands for asynchronous JavaScript and XML. Okay. Yeah. You want to work with this Ajax, then we are taking the support of this client-side scripts. Is this clear? The full form of Ajax is, what is that? Asynchronous JavaScript and XML. Ajax is a technology to send a request to the server without submitting the current web page. I will discuss this concept later, how to work with this Ajax, everything we are discussing, how to call the API services, all these concepts. So anyhow here, this Ajax technology, if you take, it is working based on client-side script only. Like that, in website, most of the logics we're implementing with client-side. In this point of, we're taking the support of this JavaScript or next level technology of JavaScript. Is it clear? Now React.js, if we take, what is this? It is nothing but an open source client-side script. Is it clear? Yeah. Implemented by Jordan Walker. In which year he implemented? 2013. And In 2013 year, Jordan Walkie implemented this React.js. Actually, what the main reason behind this implementation? Nothing is there. He wanted to work with chat application of Facebook. Okay. For that concept, they implemented this React.js in the year 2013. Later, they added more features and released it as client-side script. That is the concept of this. Is it clear? Yes. Now React. It is providing many features than JavaScript. Yeah. So in old days, programmers used to work with JavaScript, but these days, programmers using React. What the reason behind that? Why programmers are concentrating on this React? Yeah, the main reason is, yes. So here it is providing many features than JavaScript. It is providing many more features than JavaScript. So what are the features we have? So that concept we are discussing now. So here, first of all, React.js is a client-side script. Okay, client-side script means browser functionalities, everything we are using. Okay, yes. This React.js, if you take, it is executing in browser. Okay. Every browser contains the interpreters. Okay. Yes. So every browser contains the interpreters. So these interpreters executes the React.js. So now here React.js simply we can call it as a library of JavaScript. Is it clear? It is the library of JavaScript. A library means providing the predefined functionalities, set of functionalities to work with JavaScript concepts. That is the main purpose of this React.js. Okay, fine. Now, what are the features we have in this React.js compared with the JavaScript? Those points we're discussing now. So before that, any questions you want to ask according to the topic which we discussed? Just now we discussed what is client-side script and what is server-side script, and what we can do with client-side script. And next one, we also discussed about basic of React.js. Yeah. Any queries you have in this point? Fine. Now, features of React.js. First of all, supports data binding. Yes. React is supporting the data binding concept. Okay. Yes. What is data binding? I will tell you. For example, here, one variable is there. Serial number is equal to 100. And this is text box control. Now this variable value I want to access from the text box. Then we are executing some logics. In that logics, read this variable and access into this text box control. Okay, that is a calling of variable into text box. So in future, variable value if modified, then this text box will not update with that value. Again, we need to call that variable into the text box. That is the concept of calling. Second one is binding is there. Binding means this variable directly we can bind on HTML control. Okay. Yeah. What the purpose of this? Whenever the variable is updating here, okay, whenever the variable is updating, then automatically it is updating the text box value here. That is binding. Means as a programmer, we don't have much work to display the updated values of variables in output controls, because automatically one binding is there. So the data binding concept, if you use, whenever the variable is updated, automatically the output also will update here. So this is about data binding concept. Is this clear? Yes. So it is very advantageous in React.js compared with JavaScript. Okay. Yes. Now here supports data binding. Next one here supports validators. Different types of predefined validators are available. We can apply these validators on the HTML controls to validate those controls. If we take JavaScript, we need to write the manual logics for the validations. Yes, but in this React.js, okay, no need to write manual logics for the validations. Predefined validators are available. Directly, we can apply these validators on HTML controls. Next one here supports single page application. Yes, this concept is very important for us. We are discussing many programs based on the single page application. Okay, React, Angular, all are working based on the single page application concept. What is single page application? Why we are using this? Okay, just overview I'm giving now. Later I will discuss the complete. Okay, now here the thing is, yeah. For example, this is one server. Here we have home, about us, contact us, like that. These pages. Home page is there. About us is there. Contact. Yes. Yeah. Now the thing is, this is browser. When I'm sending a first request to the server, then that page is loading. Home page is loading. There we are displaying the hyperlinks for about us, contact us. Yes. Fine. Now here, when user click on this about us link, then what is happening? One request is going to the server and calling that about us page. Like that, contact us also. Yes, means every time user is sending a request to the server. So this is normal procedure. Okay, to call the web pages from server. But if you take single page application, what the benefit of this? Initially, all these pages, okay, now here, yeah, sorry, all these pages were creating as one router object. Yes. Yeah. When user is sending the first request, Then enter this object is loading into the browser. Yes, yeah. Now here, then these pages, home, about us, contact us. So these pages initially loading into the client's memory location. Yes, these are the pages loading into the client's cache memory location. Later, when user click on this about us, then that page is loading from this browser directly and contact us is loading from here directly. Every time, no need to send a request to the server. Means it reduces the network traffic and increases the performance of application. This is the concept of single page. Means single page means don't think entire logics we are writing in single web page. Okay, don't think like that. So one browser we can use to access the other pages without reloading the browser. We can access the other pages. That is the concept of single page application. So at the time of discussion, the single page application, at the time of discussion of this single page application, we will discuss how to authenticate, okay, validations, all these concepts we'll discuss. Okay. Yes, that is the main point of this. So why this React got much popular? Because of data binding single page application. And next one here, virtual DOM, that is there. Yes, what that concept? Virtual DOM concept is there. So what is this virtual DOM here? Okay, so nothing is there. You created one HTML page. Okay, for example, just now we created demo.html page. When I load this page, one memory object is creating in RAM. That memory object we are calling as DOM. Okay, one object is creating in RAM. That object we are calling as DOM. So after that only the result is displaying on the browser. If you do any modifications in browser, every time what is happening, that object is recreating. Okay, that is the default procedure. On HTML file you created, there you place a text box, buttons, radio buttons, etc., etc. Related to that, when you load that HTML page, one object is creating in the browser. That object we are calling as DOM. Is it clear? Yes. So this object will update every time when you reload the browser. I mean, not reload, sorry. When you perform any modifications on the text box or radio button or any other control, then again the DOM is recreating. So that is the default procedure for any HTML file. But React is providing one advantage in this point of view. Every time the DOM is recreating means it is creating an issue because it is taking some time. So that's why React is providing virtual DOM. What the benefit of this virtual DOM here? And this virtual DOM main benefit is, so it will not allow to recreate the DOM every time. Instead of that, only the modifications and which control you perform, only those modifications it will apply on the DOM. Okay, so here two DOMs are creating. By default, original DOM is there and virtual DOM is also creating. What the major part of, what the main role of virtual DOM? So what are the modifications we done on the control? Only that area it is updating on the real DOM. That is the main concept of this. Okay, yes, supports virtual DOM. Is this clear? Yes. Next one. I will show you how it is working everything. Supports JSX format. Yeah. JSX stands for JavaScript XML. Okay. What is the main purpose of this? Directly we can place the HTML code inside the JavaScript. Within the JavaScript, it allows us to write the HTML code. If I write HTML code inside the JavaScript, by default, it raises error message. Okay. But in this point of view, it is supporting for us. Okay, the main advantage of this writing the HTML in JavaScript. So, for example, you are executing JavaScript logics. Those logics output you want to display on HTML control, then directly we can display those logics output on HTML control. So by placing the control there itself, no need to place control in another location and call that control from JavaScript. Okay, that concept is not required because directly we can place the HTML control inside the JavaScript. Okay, so that is very flexible and reduces the number of lines coding. I will explain you how to write this HTML code inside the Java, sorry. Yeah, HTML code within the JavaScript. I will explain this concept here. Supports JSX format. Okay. Yes. Next point is, yeah, supports many services. Different types of services it is supporting for us. Services we are using in functional point of view. So different types of services it is supporting for us. That is the concept of this. Is it clear? So what are the services we have? I will discuss with you later. Next one, React Native is mobile, okay, technology to implement cross web applications. Yes. What is React Native? So React Native is nothing but the mobile technology. So we want to download the cross mobile applications. Then we are taking the support of this React Native. Okay. Yes. Cross mobile application means one mobile software means one mobile app supports Android, Microsoft mobiles, iPhone, etc. Okay. In that point, we are taking the support of React Native. It is very useful here for the mobile developers. Coding is React coding only. Native is providing some elements to work with the mobile devices. So once you clear with this React, then next level you can go with the React Native to work with the mobile apps also. No need to use Android and okay, so Xamarin, like the different types of mobile softwares are available. So just with the React Native, we can download the mobile application and that is supporting with all mobiles like Android, iPhone, etc. That is cross mobile application. Okay, that is very big advantage. Just like phone gap is there. Phone gap also doing the same thing. Okay, so using phone gap, we can develop one application which can run under many devices. Okay, like that. Next one. Okay, supports MVC pattern. Yeah, model view controller pattern it is supporting for us. Okay, these design patterns we are using for reusability. If you take JavaScript, JavaScript is not supporting these type of patterns, but React is supporting MVC pattern. Okay, yes. Next one here supports Redux store to maintain the application. Yes. It is supporting the Redux store. We are using this Redux store to maintain the application state. Means the data one page you want to transfer to another page. In that point, we are taking the support of this Redux store. I will explain you how to work with this Redux store, everything here. What is the state and what is other objects like local storage, cookies, different types of objects are available to work with the state. Okay, how to use all these things I will discuss with you later. It supports the Redux store. Okay. Next one here, simple coding. The main advantage is compared with the JavaScript, the coding is very, very simple. That is the main point of this. Okay. Yes, coding is very simple, very flexible coding we have. So that is the main advantage which we have. Okay, these are the main features. So that's when companies who are already working with JavaScript, they are migrating to React.js here because more features we have compared to JavaScript. Coding is completely related to JavaScript only, but providing some additional features. We should know how to use these features in our JavaScript coding. Means to learn this React.js, the prerequisite technology is JavaScript. Once you get the clarity in JavaScript, then you can easily work with this React.js. But you people are new for the JavaScript, I know that. So that's why here, first I'm discussing the JavaScript concepts. After that only I'm discussing the React.js concepts. Okay, first we are covering the JavaScript, later only we are discussing the React.js concepts. That is the main point of this. Is this clear? Yes. So any questions you have in this point of, you can ask me now. Just I have given what is React.js. Is a client-side script or server-side script? React.js. Yes, it is a client-side script. Executes in browser. Okay. And in Facebook, actually, they used this React.js initially. Okay. Later in Instagram and many other applications. Okay. They used this React.js. Beginning at the time of beginning to work with chat application Facebook, they implemented this one. Later on, they added many more features of this. Yes. Yeah, MVC pattern I will discuss with you. Model view controller pattern is there. Yes. So we can separate the logics from design script using this pattern. It is giving more flexibility for reusability. And reusable point of it is very helpful for us. I will discuss with that what is MVC everything. Okay, and we can also work with view control based architecture. What is view component based architecture? What is the component and how to work with that component? I will discuss with you. Yes, yeah. So core duration is, it will take 2 months because we are covering the JavaScript concepts first. After that, I'm starting React.js. And we are also discussing how to connect with the backend services, API services, and database, all these concepts. So total course duration is 2 months. And fee structure, everything you can contact DURGASOFT management, they will guide you. So first I will start with the JavaScript classes. Once a JavaScript, advanced JavaScript is required for you, like promises. Okay, next one, callbacks, async await, like that here, hosting. Different types of advanced JavaScript concepts are there. So first we are discussing all these concepts. Okay, lexical scoping. Yes, like that. Okay, ECMAScript concepts, ECMAScript concepts, arrow functions, object-oriented programming, like that. Okay, yeah. So real-time project you want to do after this course, separate batch is there for the project. You can join with that. But to attend that project batch, compulsory, you should know the concepts of this React.js. Those concepts will be covered in this batch only. Okay. Yes. Any more queries? And our timings are 8 to 9. Okay. Every day 8 to 9. So initially starting 4 classes, I will close by 8:45. Okay. Once the demo is completed, then 1 hour session every day I'm taking for it. Okay. Yes. So any more queries you have? Yeah. So like that, React.js, any website if you take, both client-side as well as server-side coding is required. Server-side programmers are working with the server-side coding everything. As a UI developer, your responsibility is work with the client-side coding. So in this point, we are taking the support of this React.js. Okay, these days many companies using this React.js. Okay, yes. So I guess all you got some clarity. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Then you can content management to get the project batch information, everything. They will tell you about this project batch. Yes. Yeah. Next. Fine. So in tomorrow class, I will discuss few more points about this, and after that, I will start the JavaScript here. So once all concepts in JavaScript completed, then we will start the React.js concepts. Okay. Yes. See you in tomorrow class. You can leave now. Thank you.